gallery had its inception back in 1972. The Lunenburg Heritage Society came into the possession of the Earl Bailey collection, Earl Bailey being a famous Lunenburg painter. And at that time they decided to set up a gallery in which they could show the Bailey collection and also show work of local current artists. And so it took off, and some years later it split from the Heritage Society and became the Lunenburg Art Gallery Society, and it's been going in that format ever since. We have seasonal shows that change every month. Due to COVID, we are basically just having members-only shows. It used to be we featured various artists who applied throughout the year, and members' work was shown in the back of the gallery. But we decided with COVID we couldn't have exhibitions, invite people to show, and then have it canceled. So we've moved to members only, and it seems to be working out well. A lot of support from the community. This is a totally member-owned and operated gallery. We have no paid staff. It's all dedicated volunteers. And we have a lot of very talented artists, as you can see from the work on the walls. Well, the Bluenose 100 exhibition, I think we had the idea that we wanted to do that anyway, and then we were approached by the Bluenose 100 group and said, sure, it works for us. So we put the word out and asked our artists to come up with something along a Bluenose theme. And I think we've got probably in the neighborhood of 35 or so Bluenose themed paintings in here right now. Currently we're open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 5 o'clock. That could change later in the summer depending on how things go with COVID and the tourist situation. Everything's in flux right now.
Well, it was a fun project because it was through the Lunenburg Art Gallery challenge to do the Bluenose because of this wonderful celebration. And I'm an abstract artist, so this was a big challenge for me. So I took a look at one photo and then put the photo away and then did like a picture that was in my mind to do the shapes of the Bluenose and try to catch some movement. And I'm a very textural painter, so I wanted to create texture in the sails and create kind of a feeling of movement with the waves. So for me, I'm an interpretive painter as well, so the movement comes out through the experience of doing the painting rather than actually observing the image of the Bluenose. So I don't know much about sailing, so I hear that the booms are in the wrong direction, and this could be, you know, it probably wouldn't sail very well, but I think from a visual perspective, I hope I captured the essence of the Bluenose.
We were asked at the gallery here at the Lunenburg Art Gallery to contribute a painting in celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Bluenose. And I thought, oh dear, I can't do that. I'm not a boat painter. And I've been told many times that it's really hard to paint a boat, to have the right curve. So I was quite reticent to do that. But then I saw an image, and it might even have been on your site, the birthday site, of a boat coming, the Bluenose coming out of the mist. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. And so I modified it to suit my technique, which is usually abstract. And I made a template of the boat so I would get the proportions correct. And I proceeded to paint it in a style that felt good to me. I've stood on wharves over the past 32 years since I've lived in Lunenburg and watched the Bluenose come in and out of the mist. And so that's what the inspiration was for that painting.
I am not a nautical painter at all. I am really inspired and motivated by pattern. I've been working with all kinds of patterned. I paint on patterned surfaces. I create patterns. So I was trying to figure out how I could make a pattern happen around the Bluenose, right? I also work with acrylic transfers. So the medium is mainly acrylic. There is a bit of collage, so that would make it mixed media. But acrylic transfer process is where I take an image and sort of reverse it onto the surface and then literally wash all the paper off. So the image is left on the surface. So I use that a lot in my work. And so I had these two images of the Bluenose, slightly different sizes, and I realized I wanted to put them in clouds, and I did. And I just kept sort of pushing. I realized the dime needed to be part of it because the dime, right? And so the title of this painting is Turns on a Dime, but it also, because of the pattern, I think really makes you think of the pennies from heaven, like dimes sort of falling down. It's just a playful me trying to figure out how can I make a painting about a ship. Never even painted a boat before, so yeah, so this is what happened. It worked out. I was also thinking actually that it would be nice to do it as a diptych, but I ran out of time. The second panel would be like something completely different, like a square brick wall. But so it's not a diptych, even though a diptych would have been nice for the Bluenose too. That's what it is.
When I found what the actual challenge was going to be for this month, for the 100th anniversary for the Bluenose, I thought to myself, okay, I got to try to put something respectable out. But the inspiration was basically thinking back to my poppy. My poppy was one of the original builders of the Bluenose one. So I was thinking back to him and all the other builders and wanted to, well, just basically have fun with the design and not to try to overdo it, but at least try to get the angles and that stuff right. And I used dry soft pastel. It's actually the first time I put something out in the gallery with pastel. It's not something that's very commonly used. There is a woman across the street. She does workshops here and there. I took one of her workshops and just got back into pastels.
The inspiration is the Bluenose, the history, the heritage, the 100 years of the Bluenose, making it all the way to the Canadian dime, and being a great fishing boat and a racer for the nation. And it's a beautiful boat. It was designed by William Ruy. I owned a gaff-rigged ketch that was also designed by William Ruy, and painted pretty much in the same colors as the Bluenose. So it was sometimes mistaken for the Bluenose, but it was only 53 feet long. So the gallery was having a show, and I thought, well, I'm going to try a Bluenose. Of course, I've done sailboats before in bas-relief, which this is, on sandstone. But a schooner is more than, it's 2 masts, but it's more than twice the work. And having had a sailboat that was gaff rigged, like the Bluenose, I know rigging, and I was smart enough to leave it all off. So there is not one line on this work. In fact, the masts are almost not there; they're just appearing, which is sort of like on some particularly kinds of foggy days when the fog is looming in and out, and all you see is the top of the mast. I had fun doing it. It's a challenge because it's so recognizable that if you do it wrong, as people have said, doing a boat is like doing your mother. If you get it wrong, it's just all wrong. But I thought I would try.
That was from a photograph that I took last summer during the lighting of the monuments, when all over the province they lit up various things, including the Bluenose, and it was at dusk. I first saw it from the other side of the harbor, and then I rushed around and got several pictures right in front of it, and the reflections in the water were just stupendous. And thought right then and there, I want to do a painting of that. And that was before I knew we were going to have a Bluenose show, so worked out well. The Lunenburg Art Gallery is located on Lincoln Street, which is the main street in town. It's just 3 streets up from the waterfront, where you can see the Bluenose when it's in port. And if you can't make it into the gallery, you can see all of the work on our Instagram account and on our website.
Happy Bluenose 100. Woo-hoo! We are going to play 2 tunes for you. First one is called Alice in the Machen, and it's about facing the unknown for all you seafarers out there. 1, 2. Mr. Moontie, Alice in the Machen. Mr. Moontie, Alice in the Machen. Oh, great spirit, give me strength to face the things unknown. For only you can see what lies ahead of me tomorrow. I will listen in the wind as I walk through the land, 'cause I know your words speak to greater land. This can be done. I'll assume the man. Oh, great spirit, I am small, and I am weak. Let me see the lessons that you reveal to me. I will listen in the wind as I walk through the land, 'cause I know your words speak to greater plan. This can be done. I'll listen to nothing. 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 That was Alice in the Machen. Yeah. Woo. Now, here's a little fiddle set. It's called Mr. Biggs. 2, 3, 4.
100. Thanks for having us, Morgan and Tony. We're also Phil Burn Brave. Thanks. Have a good night.